All right, praise the good Lord. Yeah, it's your brother Gorilla Hebrew. We live. First off, hold on. We doing something special, but let me get a fit check first. Fit check for you. I'm gonna do a fit check, bro. Hold on. I really did it today. I ain't gonna cap. A nigga really did it today though. You feel me? Yeah. Hold on. You see? Hold on. I gotta. You see these Dion's cuz? Hold on, cuz. You see these? You see? They can't even see the Dion. Hold on, cuz. Wait a minute, cuz. The Dion's cuz. Huh? Oh, West Side Birds. Nigga, y'all got me fucked up. I shouldn't be cussing like that, huh? Damn, I'm tripping. I forget I'm on YouTube. Damn. W fit though. Yeah, we doing it right. We doing it right. Spirit and power. Hold on. Let me make sure everything correct. Get cracking. Before we get cracking. Hold on. All right, so yeah, real quick, the fit though, one more time. You see how we coming? You see how we coming? You feel me? Got that Steve Smith, you know what I mean? Atlanta, keeping it in Atlanta. We in Atlanta. You know, feel me? Little stack, you know what I mean? With the, you know what I mean? With Dion. Yes, sir. We out here in A. I just came back from being outside in Atlanta. We finna go back outside in a second, but I had to stop by the crib real quick. Praise the Lord. And yeah, man, this morning I was excited. The moment that we've all been waiting for. Rap News, Street Politics drops the official non-affiliate report card, the one we asked for. I was one of the niggas on that comment board saying, yeah, dropped it after the B team report card came out. Nigga, we need that non-affiliate report card. He gonna change the game with the non-affiliate report card. Point is what we were saying. Whole time, I promise you. So, boom, shout out to my bro. You feel me? Rap News, Street Politics, man. He always dropping the heat. Best hood channel on YouTube. We finna get to it, though. We finna get to it. Ain't even nothing to talk about. We finna get to it. Now, shout out my manager, Dre Virgo. You feel me? She managed me, some of the other familiar people that you know, the Munchie Bees of the world, Young Ant. You know, y'all, come on, ODM Slim. Let me definitely not forget ODM Slim. You know, yeah, so she told me to react to the blood report card. I never got to it. So I said, I gotta react to this one. So when it dropped this morning, I wanted to click the link so damn bad, but I'm like, nah. You gotta react with the people. You got to. So man, let's get to it. Let's get to it.
It's the best hood channel on YouTube, Rap News, Street Politics, and we back giving y'all what y'all asked for with the non-affiliate report card. Now, non-affiliate personas have really taken off on YouTube, and we gotta break down who's playing their role properly as a non-affiliate while portraying themselves to the masses. But the key thing is, being a non-affiliate on the streets does have differences opposed to being a non-affiliate while locked up, especially in California.
Yeah, everything's got pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages.
We know a lot of people have brought jailhouse and prison politics to the internet. And when comparing those politics to non-affiliates on the streets, sometimes there may be extras on it when perceived by individuals that haven't been locked up. But of course, there are universal rules non-affiliates do have to follow, whether you locked up or on the streets. But of course, being outside, you have a lot more free range with how you choose to move as a non-affiliate. And as we hear time and time and again, even members can be treated like non-affiliates with being marked out and taken advantage of, because it really all comes down to how you conduct yourself as an individual.
And if you're going to stand 10, it's Flocka. Hold on. is my brother Flacco gonna get a grade? I feel like he should. He's a civilian, but Long Beach claiming him. But we'll see.
So for all them young dudes out there that's not aligning themselves with gangbanging, don't let some of these people out here fool you and trick you out of your spot and have you thinking about joining a lifestyle that you're not even cut out for, just because they've put a stigma on quote unquote non-affiliate.
And I just saw Rap News and Street Politics doing their report card. And so I know what grade you guys got, even though you all don't know.
But with that being said, there is still rules and regulations that somebody that's not gangbanging has to follow. And this is why the grading scale in this video has major differences to it than the grading scale on Bloods, Crips.
It's on a different scale.
And Southside.
It's a different curve. It's like the bar. Y'all know about the bar exam when somebody trying to be a lawyer. The bar is always graded on a curve.
And that's the key thing that y'all gotta make sure y'all pay attention to. We can't grade these people like gang members. But there's three major key things
Lush.
in the
Where Lush get that written jersey
non-affiliate rubric that we gonna be using to grade these people on. Number one, not getting involved in gang politics. Minding your business.
Yeah, that's real though. That's real. Because if you're a non-affiliate, you shouldn't be getting in the business of and affairs of the affiliates. And I see Ralphie on there. But at some point, we got to be real about Stink Team and its classification. Is that really non-affiliate, even though they not with the C or the B? You feel me? It still be politics with them. So I don't know. But, I guess for by default, yeah, non-affiliates.
When it comes to this street shit with members out here, that's going to be the first thing. Number two, could have or could not have implications to number one, but your willingness to turn up.
Exactly. Are you still standing 10 toes as a man though? Because before anybody is anybody or from anywhere, you a man first, and you got to stand 10 toes before affiliations, any of that.
Which is where we get the term tuna, a turned up non-affiliate. How willing are you to get cracking when the time comes? Whether it's because you got involved in gang politics or a member is trying to take advantage and test your weakness. And number three, the respect that non-affiliates have from affiliated members. Those are the three things that we're going to be grading everybody.
Okay. So are you respected by the members? Do you turn up and stand 10 toes when you get into situations? And then do you involve yourself in gang politics where you ought not? Those are three good parameters, three good criteria.
And we have to stress to y'all that's a lot different than what gang members are held to. But we got a lot of people out here in these LA streets that stick their nose into somebody's business and then tuck their tail. Then we got some.
Now that I'm thinking about it, bro might have to do a slick P report card too. I don't know if it's that many really that's like, but maybe you could do a P report card too.
Who stick their nose in people's business and then stand on it. And we got others.
Or we could just put the P's in a non-affiliate. That's fine. It's good. Never mind. Fuck what I was talking about.
Who are damn near gang members, stand on the same principles and morals as gang members, just ain't got put on and have free range to kick it with who they want to kick it with.
But even with the case of Black Sam, like, we gonna label Black Sam a non-affiliate, but he's still moving around with the 60s. And then, we know the tales from the jails about him going in representing 60, running 6-0 in jail. So is that really a non-affiliate? Because he's still affiliated to one degree or another. So that's like, I seen him out here when I first moved to Atlanta, probably 2019, maybe 2020. I want to say it was, probably, like, it was pre-pandemic, I'm pretty sure. I seen him in the in the Lennox Mall with the Yankee hat on. Appreciate you. This right here. This that Dream Team juice right here. This that Dream Team juice. Let me see what it's in on. Yeah. Yeah, it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. We need this good hydration, man. Vitality. Dream Team juice. You niggas know what's going on. Dream Team juice. Oh yeah, that's what nigga need right there on the set day. What nigga need. But yeah, I seen a nigga in the Lennox, nigga with the Nightbud on his hat, nigga with the Yankee hat on. So I'm like, okay, nigga walk right by me. I think going into like Foot Locker or something. You feel me? So I don't know. That's a wobbler too. If you're not a technical put on, but you is a virtual, you claiming it, you riding with it, and you with the individuals, is that really a non-affiliate?
With. Now, the first non-affiliate we got on the list is somebody that was kind of forced into the lifestyle of being a non-affiliate because he tried his hand at gangbanging and the shit just didn't work out for him. We got Almighty Suspect, former BPS and 9-0 affiliate turned civilian.
You saying blood all day? Do you gangbang? Yeah, f out of here. You ain't from nowhere. Shut up.
Yeah.
Stop saying blood. You ain't from nothing. Shut up. Shut up. You ain't from shit. Shut up. I'm affiliated. I'm affiliated. I'm from nowhere. I don't say blood.
Look at my baby Jalise.
Clown. Clown.
Your mom raised you.
Clown.
Your mom
My
raised you.
boss.
Your mom raised you.
What your mama
raised
do?
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
you.
You're mad. You mad. You mad.
Now, Suspect has found himself in some unfavorable situations in the last couple months. We know as of late, he did go down and posted bond, and he's been real quiet since that situation. But before that, he was doing a lot of popping it to other non-affiliates up at No Jumper. And now some of y'all may say, okay, he was willing to turn up. But when you look closely, I feel like he was willing to turn up with the right people.
Yeah.
Now, we spoke previously about a situation where he was banging BPS at one point, and I'm not sure what led up to him getting his put off, but they administered his put off in the jungles.
I don't think there was a put off though. On there was a put off. I think he never got put on. He was running around claiming, got marked. I don't know though. I don't know all the ins and outs. I remember I played the clip the little homie Treyway 7 was talking about that situation. I think he was just like kind of claiming, running, never really got his put on, and then, you know, he just got marked out and chased up out the set. Like, I think that's what happened. And then, boom, he got his little cousin from over there to 9-0s. So he was kind of like hanging around there for a minute, and he just, you know, decided to keep it, you know, on the straight and narrow.
And after that point, he proceeded to kind of hop around different sets in LA. Now, at one point, he told a story.
But Treyway 7 did say he did try to get put on in the set, though, too.
About how he hit the county and that he's seen some of his enemies while he was from BPS, some neighborhood Crips in the county. One of them being Chico from 9-0. He said he was supposed to get down with Chico and one of his homies. It was supposed to go up. He ended up dodging that fade. And when he got out, ended up being cool with Chico now that he wasn't from BPS no more. And I believe at this time, this is when he converted from the gangbanging to the pimping and taking on that whole persona. But this is one of them instances where he picking and choosing who he was turning up with. We know Chico was full-fledged with the lifestyle, not playing about the neighborhood cripping. So it sounded like Suspect talked his way out of the fade with Chico after they saw themselves again and became cool because he's now denounced BPS and picked up the pimping. So, you know, that's the time when he was flirting with gang politics and being in the mix of street shit. But fast forward to his time on No Jumper, where we see him countless times talking down on gang banging, saying that he never followed rules set by teenagers back in the 70s. Like he's above
What he said.
of this shit after dropping out. But this is where we see him picking and choosing with Kelpie and Brandon. So we see Kelpie, we see it was nothing for Suspect to go ahead and spit on him and swing on him, rush him, do it right there on camera. Now, I do have questions about how things go down and transpire at No Jumper, because it seems like everything could just be handled in that little parking lot they got when the cameras is cut off. Whatever beef y'all got, just go out there and get it over with. Now, like I said,
Yeah. And like when you over there, it's cuts like that block cut, that's an industrial ass block. Like it's warehouses and shit. Like it ain't just something that's hella people. Like you can hit little cuts over there if niggas really wanted to handle that. If niggas wasn't being Hollywood, like that's just reality.
I don't know what's going on with why that just can't happen. But when we see him bump heads with Brandon, that didn't happen on the first time they met each other, where suspect talking hella crazy to this dude, but neither one of them was really on anything.
And then, like, if you looking at that short cut look fat, you hearing him talk, you think he's a square or something. You not realizing, of course, he got the martial arts background he got. You not realizing, of course, you know, he did grow up from 20 Crip. Even though he kind of has disassociated from gang activity, he still has that upbringing.
I do this how I communicate, nigga. I get loud, nigga.
Okay.
And if you feel a type of way, do something about it.
I'm just saying you probably did it the way you yelling.
Nigga, shut up.
I feel guilt.
Nigga,
This is like
you
this is
fat
like
turd.
guilt right here.
Shut
This
up.
is
Nigga, you're a fat
what's it
turd.
called? What is it called?
You're a fat
What is it
turd with
called?
this patchy ass beard.
You're
you
aware
50
you're
with
aware
a
of
patchy
that,
ass
yeah.
beard.
I'm
Shave
50.
it.
Okay.
Shut up.
Okay.
So then we see Brandon get bought back, and we see it crack off, but we see it crack off in a different way. So we did spit on Brandon. You know, the spitting shit is crazy. But instead of firing on Brandon like he did Kelpie, mind you, Brandon is a lot bigger than Kelpie, and he's proclaimed to have some fighting skills under his belt. So instead of suspect treating him like Kelpie, he produces a weapon. Now, I hear Lush always say it's allegations of him producing a weapon. Brandon
We all know Grla pulled a knife.
said he for sure produced it. I believe he produced it because he didn't fire on him. And he backed up and looked like he really didn't want to fade. So to me, this looked like some selective non-affiliate politicking. He
Yeah.
picking and choosing who he want to get cracking with.
So,
But I just caught you one. I just caught you one. Just like you are a
guys.
You wanna call me nuts?
Guys, come on. Stop, guys. Chill, guys.
Guys, come on. That's highly ineffective conflict resolution right there. Niggas ain't hearing guys, come on. You gotta like physically insert yourself in that situation if you don't want it to happen.
Come on. Let's do something.
This shit was fire.
Let's do something.
We knew he had a weapon.
Let's do something.
No way.
Let's do something. I don't got nothing.
Then we see him turning up on the women, turning up on the female Jalise.
My baby.
Now, to be the pimping, all that arguing and shit with the female, raising your voice to these women, period. That's not pimping. You know, yelling at the females on camera, doing a bunch of
A nigga not a pimp for real. Niggas is not pimps, bro. You know, it just is what it is. You know, they might live off the earnings of prostitution, and I don't even know how much of that he's doing. Nigga ain't no pimp, dog. Nigga is a reject gangbanger who figured out that stupid girls would sell their very devalued private parts and give his dumb ass at least a portion of the money. That's all.
extra antics. Really just made him look like a buster. I ain't gonna lie. You know, that's where I really started to see like, okay, this dude full of shit. And then he turned around and get on Lush and put out the footage of him punching on Lush. You know, you seeing a pattern with this dude. You punch on Lush, punch on Kelpie. Why you ain't punch on Brandon? Why you ain't punch on Chico? Oh, them dudes is bigger. Them niggas have probably had a way with this little nigga. That nigga was all giggles sitting there with Chico in that Innovators interview looking like Red from Friday. That's that all
said looking like Red from Friday.
all bark no bite shit. You're not getting no points for punching on Kelpie and punching on Lush.
0 points.
We gonna speak on Lush in this video too, but being an aggressor to the weak is not being a turned up non-affiliate. And he's still playing games, and then we also still see him dipping his feet in the gang politics when them niggas from the 6-pack yanked on Frosty chain. He paid them dudes from the 6-pack to wear the chain, film his little music video with it, but them is gang implications behind that. Niggas from East.
And you was worried. You admitted when you called in, Groove admitted that he was worried about running into certain B team members about that situation. He admitted that when Remo called Cuz like last week.
Coast, grab somebody from Inglewood family chain, whether you know the nigga from Inglewood family or not, you inserting yourself in street politics, and we ain't seen you take a fade with no members. So this is not what a non-affiliate is supposed to be doing. This is somebody that's trying to play both sides, play like he tough. he still wants some respect in the streets. This is not how you get it. Yelling at females and punching on dudes that really pose no threat. But then you want to produce a blade on a non-affiliate that's just bigger than you. That's crazy. I feel like if he had took the fade with Brandon the first time they met, and then it's allegations of him making refusals behind the walls, not trying to be too much mixed in with them members. And I don't find that too far-fetched, being like I said, he inserted himself into some gang politics with the Inglewood families. Regardless of who you cool with, Frosty is still a member. And I'm pretty sure niggas is gonna have questions about you rocking with neighborhood Crips, getting the Inglewood family chain and rocking it, rocking it in your videos. So with that being said, you already know where we going with this shit. Willingness to turn up, to me, is not what it seems. Picking and choosing who you want to turn up on. Somebody that's denounced gangbanging, still dipping his feet in the gang politics, and affiliated members do not respect this dude. We've seen a lot of real members not having respect for this young dude based on his performance when he was outside in the streets. That's why we got to give Almighty Suspect a F+. We got to give him the plus.
F+. Okay, I agree with that grade.
Because he did punch on Kelpie and Lush. So we going to give him that. Now,
just under a D-. Not a total F. Grla get an F. Hey, yeah, I agree with that.
Next up on the list, we got our first true turned up non-affiliate. Somebody who I call the neighborhood Crip liaison. Ralphie the Plug from the Stink Team.
I like foreign whip crash and fucking bitches and getting dope. I don't know about you, but that's the type of shit I like. I like bust down pieces, orange chicken and big low. I don't know about you, but I can do this day and night. I like Glocks, I like Fins, I like Drakes, I keep hold. I don't know about you, but I ain't in jail, ain't finna fight. I don't drink, I don't party, I don't gamble, I'm getting old. Nigga run up on me, then you must don't want your life.
Now the reason why I call Ralphie the NAC liaison is because Ralphie be with these members. There's a caveat that comes to dipping your feet into some gang politics as a non-affiliate.
Yeah, bro, because I don't know. It's a caveat, but Stink Team, I mean, they pretty much, let's just be real, they pretty much in the Hustler car. Can we be real? They pretty much roller coasting. Can we be real?
You got to be willing to take on whatever come with that shit, and we've seen Ralphie do that. But like I said, we've seen Ralphie with them members, from the Harlems to the Coast to the Hunters. All the young dudes in the Stink Team right now got some heavy East Coast presence. We know the Stink Team has had ties to the 30s, the 40s, and we know Ralphie has participated in a full gang beef with the Stink Team against Bloods out of Inglewood, which all stemmed from true street situations. Now, contrary to what we heard about Suspect in the county, we heard Ralphie has been known to put it down in the county as a non-affiliate though. We've heard him participating in many fades with members and non-affiliates. So like I said, if you're gonna involve yourself in the gang politics, you gotta be willing to take what comes on with it. And that's what we've seen from Ralphie. Now we know after Draco passed, a lot of members fell off the Stink Team, where there was dudes from Swans over there. Money Monk and them fell off. OTM fell off. We're gonna get to OTM in this video too, because we didn't drop that dedicated video like we said we was last year, but we got y'all. But we also seen Rimble fall off the Stink Team. We spoke on him many times on his Where's Waldo shit. We've seen Ralphie talk about not being worried about nobody out of San Pedro, referring to the whole Dodge City. We've seen him also have beef with Big Sad. Again, these are sections and members that are affiliated. We've seen them question how Big Sad, as a Crip, could do a song with the Baby Stones when they be dissing Crips. And we know that Ralphie was one of the only people there on the Stink Team side participating in the rumble that cost his brother his life that night. And these are the factors that's led up to Ralphie still having respect in the city. Of course, he still got enemies, still got beef in the streets as a non-affiliate. But this is how it's gonna be as a non-affiliate if you involve yourself in the gang politics. Now, lately we see Ralphie on his executive tip with the music, trying to get these young dudes to fully revive the Stink Team. But a lot of them is still full-fledged gangbanging. Day 3, playaways. A lot's going over there on the east side, but Ralphie, neighborhood Crip liaison, Still a non-affiliate, we gotta give him an A for how he's represented himself, kept his composure.
Yeah, I agree with that. A for Ralphie, F+ for Suspect. Okay.
Kept his respect, knew what he was signing up for, and still played ball as a non-affiliate again. Now, next up, we got an infamous employee of No
Grla finna put Flacco. Flacco F3. Flacco got to get an A. Fuck that.
Jumper, always into some shit, and a well-known factor on the internet.
Oh, no, Crim, it's Lush.
We got Lush.
It's Lush. Okay.
Johnny's like a marathonic cross
That's my nigga too, though. Lush, that's my nigga too, though. You see sober Lush, fat.
country punk me. Do I look like Travis Barker? But I get them drums clapping.
Look at Sus. Look at Sus laughing.
We had a request.
I ain't gonna cap. That shit was classic. That was classic.
For this beat.
Hold on a second. I see what's going on.
Now, Lush, somewhat of a no jumper original. This dude was there back when House Phone was there. He'd been fired, hired, and fired again. He back again with it. But we see this dude in the middle of some shit a lot. And the key thing is, I see Lush is somewhat of the main character that people like to attack. Now, why that is, I'm sure people have different reasons. I think...
Man, what the fuck
and
is
the key
Lush
thing
doing,
is, I see Lush is somewhat of the main character that people like to attack. Now, why that is, I'm sure people have different reasons. I think sometimes he sit up there and he looked like an easy target.
Yeah, people look at him as an easy target. You don't get no points for doing nothing less.
For some people. Now, he is from West LA. We know he done played around with that shit before, and all that's cool. We know Lush is not a gang member. I'm sure he knows some people.
He runs Southside, tagging crew 5150 Clemson Street.
Like he be low-key tapped in with a few different hoods outside.
But he also tapped in with quite a few Crip gangs too, or at least a couple. I know he tapped in with the Grapes. Main Streets called a nigga Mafia Lush.
But there's some key things that I do want to point out with Lush. He doesn't seem to ever get fully stepped on and marked out. Now, there's a couple situations that I feel like is on the line of him being stepped on, but we done seen him get into it with Flacco. He accepted the fade from Flacco.
But to put that smart on my last name, I can't tolerate that, bruh. I need my fade outside, Lush.
Cool.
Period. I remember that. This right here, it's funny because this happened either the same day or the day after the first time I talked to Flacco and we set my interview up. And I said, yeah, look, the Lord just that's when Flacco started his elevation arc. Yeah, praise the Lord.
Let's get it, bro.
Hold on.
Wait.
Hold on a sec.
Can he speak his piece? What the fuck just happened, y'all?
Because I guess that's all fuck.
He didn't take it. I don't know what happened. Like I said, I don't know what goes on when the camera is turned off at No Jumper. When niggas be saying a whole bunch of shit, why they not just going outside and handling that business? I don't know what happened. Like I said, I don't know what goes on when the camera is turned.
Look at Gina fine ass though in the cut. That's my little baby right there too, Gina.
Turned off at No Jumper. When niggas be saying a whole bunch of shit, why they not just going outside and handling that business? I can't say exactly what happened, but we seen Flacco get up there, call Lush out for the fade. Lush accepted it. We seen Brandon. We seen he called Brandon a dropout. Lush be talking spicy to some niggas. I ain't gonna lie. He was on the phone with somebody that was rocking with Lil Brazy, calling them all types of bitches and some more.
Hey, look, he told the nigga he was all right. He was on the phone on the live with a nigga come. Lush told a nigga, what did he say, bro? The nigga kept telling the nigga, you'll get chipped though. You'll get chipped though. Hold on, man. Wait a minute.
Some bitches and some more shit. And
hold on, kid. Wait. Lush one. Phone. Wait a minute, girl. Lush told the nigga, yo, get chipped though. You'll get chipped though. Ain't nobody clipped this. It might be on Reddit or something. He told Cuz, you'll get chipped though. You'll get chipped though.
Oh shit. And we see him take the fade from Suspect. And that was refreshing to see. We seen somebody actually take a fade. And it'd be a lot of shit going on. And for somebody who, like I said, most people like to target or attack, to see him take the fade is what we want to see from a non-affiliate. You can't just get marked down and stepped on just because you're not gangbanging. Now, Lush just said that he doesn't want to fight, but he will fight. But there's other situations that I see are kind of like unfavorable that he's put himself in. So we seen the situation when Sucker Free from Lennox had got killed. And, he had that crazy ass song disrespecting the black community. And, some people at No Jumper asked to play the song. Now, Lush was against playing the song. Brick and Suspect wanted the song played. When they played it, they had this nigga Lush apologizing for what Sucker Free said.
Honestly, I'll pay the difference if it's like that. Because that's like
that.
Yeah, that nigga Sucker Free was tripping.
I want to hear it.
I wanna be like black, so wanna bump what they say. We
Bro,
don't say
you
it.
finna piss me off.
If you
my
Lush,
bad, guys.
no.
It's little shit like that where I feel like dudes try to, like I said before, pick on the weak. And not saying that Lush is completely weak, but y'all know what I'm talking about. He's not a menacing character. He's not finna walk into a room and just be checking shit and niggas be looking at the floor when he pop up on him. You know what I'm saying? So I do think he takes a little bit too much
Gina's bae.
disrespect at times. But I do have to question, is Lush into the backdoor business? Did he collude with Brandon and Flacco on backdoor and Suspect?
That's a good question. There is conspiracy theories looming.
That's some heavy shit. Like I said, he already took the fade with Suspect, so in his mind, ain't shit to be scared of with this nigga. Go ahead and backdoor this nigga, get this nigga out the way. That takes some balls. And that seemed like it low-key was the case, that he did participate in that backdoor. Now, there was another situation, and I think him and Suspect had a lot of back and forth before the situation, but when he called Suspect's dad a rat. And Suspect's dad is a rat. Nigga, you made statements.
Rifleman. The paperwork came out on Rifleman.
In the paperwork, you made statements at the preliminary hearing. And then when trial kicked off, you said you didn't remember what you said at the preliminary hearing. You said you was afraid to keep talking, but nigga, you made them statements. And what I didn't like when I seen it, when Suspect thought he was doing something when he caught up there when his dad was on the phone, Lush big broed the nigga and turned it down. I understand, but these are two non-affiliates. Suspect dad ain't gangbanging either. If a nigga's a rat.
Nah. His daddy supposed to be from Broadway. Okay, we got some, you know what I'm saying? Some more Dream Team juice? Another batch of Dream Team juice. Nigga, we hydrated. Nigga, we revitalized, nigga. Around this motherfucker. Fuck is y'all talking about? The water. Let's see what he hitting on. Yeah, I can hit that banana off in it. Over good potassium. We need that. Got to start putting the right stuff in our bodies.
He's a rat. And that's some other shit I want to talk about with the misconception of non-affiliates and snitching. A lot of motherfuckers get up on here and say, he's a non-affiliate, he can snitch. Never. I don't give a fuck what it is. Ain't no snitching allowed, period. Like I said, don't just let niggas confuse you and mix you up and saying, well, you a non-affiliate, you can tell, you can snitch if you want to. And there's gonna be repercussions behind that. So just because you not gangbanging, as a man, what the fuck is you doing telling on somebody? Suspect dad made paperwork. He took offense to it, called Lush out. Lush turned it down. That's what I didn't like. Stand on that shit because you had the paperwork. I got the paperwork. Everybody seen the paperwork. The nigga snitched. So it's those type of situations that I be seeing from Lush where he start high, then he go low. Like when he kicked them niggas out of No Jumper. He stood on it. I think them was his homies. He kicked them niggas straight out. And they was turned down. He punked them niggas.
That's it, dog. No, that was weak, fool. I saw you. No, you won't, bro. You're banned from this motherfucker, bro. You're not the homie.
Let's go. I'll see you later.
His body language in this moment, cuz Hilarious.
And they was turned down. He punked them niggas.
That's it, dog. No, that was weak, fool. I saw you. No, you won't, bro. You're banned from this motherfucker, bro. You're not the homie.
Cool. I'll see you later.
Hey, guess what? Fuck you, bro.
And then there's a situation when Unc flashed on him when he kept bringing up what Unc said to Munchie. And the nigga from Grape had to step in and say, hey, man, let's just stop. So, you know, a lot of back and forth, giving and taking from Lush. And I believe some of that is induced by being under the influence of some substances.
Cuz, listen, my nigga Red News, he be spitting. You know, you be knowing right what the fuck he be talking about.
Now, I don't know if he's still playing hardball, but every now and then I do believe that he be into some shit, but he does.
Nigga be on the sick one sometimes.
Does have some intellectual days as well on No Jumper. And you know, I don't think Lush is a buster. Like I said, not the toughest, but at least we seen him take a phase. So I gotta give Lush a C+.
That's fair for Lush. That's fair for Lush, fool. A C+ is fair for Lush. That's about what I would give, cuz. For sure. C+.
That's the best I can
Better than Suspect.
do. It's too much back and forth, but like I said, we've seen something we don't see from a lot of other people. Actually taking phase. He got knocked out, that's cool. So what? You took it though. That's why we gotta give Lush a C+. Willingness to turn up, he right in the middle. You know, he not just punching on anybody at the side of disrespect, but I believe if somebody forced him to get outside, he's gonna go outside.
He get in the paint.
Minding his business when it comes to game politics, he does that. I don't never see Lush talking about no gang banging shit. I'm gonna keep it real. And when he does, I feel like he does it in a tiptoe manner. Y'all seen that situation where Aunt Hefe and King Peel got into it, you know. I don't think he was doing too much. I think Aunt Hefe was talking to Lush, but the message was actually to King Peel. I think King Peel should have been addressed. I think Lush was just an easy target to go ahead and say, all right, now you shut that shit down. And even though Lush somewhat of an easy target, I do feel like he still gets respect from the people that cross him at No Jumper. So that's why I gave him a C+. Now, next up, we got two dudes y'all been waiting for almost a year on this channel. We told y'all we had a full video on these guys, and we did, but they just wasn't popping enough for us to drop it. So we gotta put them on the non-affiliate report card. We got OTM, Off the Muscle, Jace Dempsey, and Gregory Archie.
Oh yeah.
Now, the reason we gotta refer to
Put Groove Kid shit in there.
these dudes as their real name is because, number one, Jace Dempsey's an actor, well known, child star, Reese's commercial, hitting baseballs, doing all kind of shit. Now these niggas out here toting tools, talking about they with West Boulevards and rolling 60s. And we see this nigga Duffy almost shoot himself in the leg playing with the stick. This is not how you started off. These two young dudes look like they trying to get up under somebody's wing to survive these LA politics. And that's not how you do it. That's how you end up as one of the members getting put on in jail because you need some help, or you want some backup, or you feeling lonely, whatever the case is. But I do know that they were heavily influenced by the Stink Team, which is a non-affiliate group, does have some gang members in it, but they was moving as a full-fledged gang, especially when Draco was alive. So I think that's where OTM got his influence and kind of got misdirected in this non-affiliate space in LA. Now, the fastest way to mess your reputation up as a non-affiliate is by getting mixed up in gang politics, because that's when you really gonna be tried. That's when shit is really gonna be under the microscope. Like, what is this dude really about? Since they want to stick their nose into some shit. And what we've seen is Blue Pesos getting slapped in the back of the neck at Lawndale High, and we see Duffy, a full-fledged child star. Not with any of this street shit. It don't have to be like this. You do not have to do this shit to be accepted or be cool. We see them niggas disappear after Draco was killed. They wasn't there in the first place. Now, that's not to be held against them. They wasn't at the shit. They wasn't there. Do I feel like they would have got cracking when it went down the night Draco died? I highly doubt that. I haven't seen them get cracking yet, even though they pulled up to Dodge City. Now, that move right there as a non-affiliate, that's a no-go zone. You don't just...
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, all this niggas is non-affiliates, and this and whole gangs, whole cities full of gangs. Because when you say, like, Ingleweird That's the IF, CPFs, NHPs, APGs, Center Park, Weirdo. That's the whole Inglewood car. And shit, even, you know, the Inglewood essays, Inglewood, anybody can take offense to that in Inglewood. Then to say San Pedro's New England, I mean, it's the same thing. You got the Dodge Cities. Then shit, you got the Rancho San Pedro's out there, right? You know, so like this in whole cities over rat beef. In the case of San Pedro, I know with some street shit with Inglewood, like that's real bold for some motherfucking non-affiliates.
Just pull up to somebody hood.
And not just bold, stupid. Let's call it what it is. Not smart.
And act like you like that just because you got some guns and shit. But it's because niggas think they rolling with West Boulevard and 6. I wouldn't be surprised when these niggas got put on by now. They tripping. But they pulled over to Dodge City looking for Rimble. Man, it ain't about Rimble when you pull up to somebody hood. It's about the hood now. And then you got Blue Peso throwing out Vintage Showline like he's connected to them. Now, we're not doing none of that. I've never seen that nigga at Oakwood Park. You can tell he's not from any of that. I went to Animo, played basketball at Oakwood. Never seen him. Never heard about him. Now, he didn't say he was from Showline, but he just made implications. And these niggas be doing these little hints. Like I said, dropping West Boulevard name. Hanging out with Conrad. Dropping the 6-0 name. You shouldn't be saying none of that as a non-affiliate unless you're willing to get cracking. And pulling up to somebody's hood in the middle of the night in them beaters is not getting cracking. Now, like I said, I believe this influence came from the Stink Team. They done fell off the Stink Team. I wonder if it's because they pulled up in the motherfucking Centras when everybody was in them double R's at the funeral. They felt left out. But I feel like they getting involved too deep in some politics that have nothing to do with them. And I think it's because they trying to infiltrate this rap scene in LA more and more and getting themselves entangled with the gangbanging politics. But right now they looking like a couple send-offs in the city, trying to navigate through the industry. Now, have we seen them fully get marked out? Not by anybody. I feel like they marked themselves out more.
They marked themselves out. And then Grove, Gaston went to these niggas' crib or something, right?
Than anything, because they not cut from no gangbanging cloth. Like I said, when the shit came out about them child commercials, niggas getting slapped up, they marked themselves out more than anything. And I don't want to hear no more talking about they be with this hood, they be with that. I don't want to hear none of that.
Fuck who a nigga be with. Where is Cud from?
We haven't seen them fully get cracking. They dip their toes into these gang politics. They respect level. Nobody even care about them right now. I'm gonna keep that shit real. Nobody's checking on OTM. But we gotta give y'all an example of what to be and what not to be with this non-affiliate shit. Now, I'm going to say they haven't committed the most egregious crimes with being a non-affiliate, so we got to give OTM a D. They're not playing their role properly.
That's fair. So far, I ain't got no arguments.
As non-affiliates in the streets, dipping their toes into some shit that they're not ready to participate in. They jumped ship when their mentor lost his life, and these dudes is a kite floating in the wind right now. OTM, a D. Now, the next non-affiliate we got on the list, some may call him a tuna, but this is who y'all been waiting for this whole time.
Adam.
We got Adam 22,
Adam.
No jumper.
This is the thing. This is what's important for you to understand. I ain't a T-Rel. I'm really from where I'm from.
That nigga said, I'm really from where I'm from. Nigga, Hash Brown Town.
Keep it cool with the ops. I'm thinking, what would Vaughn do? She's steady dripping cheese, but this ain't no fondue. I beef with BDs and the GDs like I got a loose screw. Me and Ross got some hats like we work at round two.
Now, Adam 22, some people, I hear the whispers, they calling him the Vince McMahon of this YouTube
Over years, though.
shit. Y'all know he putting shit together, but the key thing, y'all gotta realize, remember, we gotta grade these dudes as non-affiliates. He's not a gang member. But what I do see is with all gang members that got a problem with this dude, I'd probably say 90 to 95% of them come up to No Jumper, express they gripes with Adam, and he sit right there and he not scared.
That's true.
To address the problems, if there's any, with anybody that comes up there.
Talking out like men, it's the scrutiny. You know, the G homie came, put him to the fire damn near 2 hours. He took it.
We seen him do the same with G Uno, We seen him do the same with Whack 100. Now, Whack 100, that don't really mean that. We know we're not going to go too far with Whack. Buster. We seen him do the same with Gumby. We seen him do it with Slim 400. A group of members, reputable members, have been up there and then had problems with Adam, and we didn't see Adam ducking it. We see him standing on the shit. Now, him instigating content with members, we've seen it before. Nothing new. But like I said, we see him stand on it. That's somewhat of his role. I'm not surprised. That's what you got to do. This is a business at the end of the day. And if niggas want to go up here and involve themselves in certain conversations, that's on them. But on Adam's part, it's really what happens after the mix is stirred up. And like I said, what I see him doing is not running from any content that gets put out on his platform. Now, I do see a lot of members go up there and they really want a piece of the pie. That's for sure what we seen from Gumby. And I gotta say this, Gumby's a star. Put Gumby on the Tuesday show. That nigga's a star.
On Verse, put Gumby on.
That's what you do. Stop helping people who y'all think need the help. Help the people who really need it. The boots on the ground. All these dudes out here talking about
so there's like abused women. And like,
well,
and
I feel for the abused women and their kids.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm from Hoover. I'm a gang member. We come first at this point. Right now.
Period.
But we see them doing some panhandling up there. A lot of people be wanting a piece of the pie. I don't know if that's why nothing ever really boils over. But like I said, I do see Adam addressing this shit. I'm gonna keep it real. I haven't seen this dude running from nobody that said they had an issue and was willing to pull up to No Jumper and speak on it. Now, a lot of people may say it's because he got the burner. He didn't say he got that thing on him.
Sure do.
But I think that thing got introduced all the way back when No Jumper got robbed. If y'all remember that little robbery, and it looked crazy, but that shit actually went down. That little robbery that went up there, I think he had that thing on him since that situation. We even seen him with Gravedigger Quest getting into it with him and saying he got that thing on him as well. He said he had the thing on him when King Peel was there. In that situation, now, I got to get you for that, Adam. That push off you did on King Peel, I seen that. I didn't like that. But he's saying he got the tool on him. And I don't necessarily think that's even the reason why things ain't going left. I think people do be having respect for Adam, especially when they go.
Well, he controlled that platform. So at the end of the day, it's right there in LA. It is a soapbox to the world. And you would be foolish to jeopardize that if you're trying to leverage a career on social media, you know, to go too far to fuck that up.
Go up there. Now, is Adam involved in the politics, in the gang politics? I believe he's heavily, indirectly involved in politics, but I don't agree with what Gumby said about No Jumper being the #1 proponent of gang violence. I don't agree with that. A lot of niggas don't even know who Adam is in the street.
Is top, and the reason is because a lot of the young active motherfuckers is in tune with what's going on, and now it's like making it to No Jumper is a trophy to a lot of young motherfuckers, bro. You know what I'm saying? And random, you know, motherfuckers have had the opportunity to go on there and talk and shit like that. So yeah, it's a part of it. You know, it's like the new, I'm trying to think of like what to compare it to. It's like the new World Star. Yeah, that's what No Jumper is. It's a new World Star, for sure.
Y'all keep it real and go ask y'all homies in y'all sets. Niggas that's really in the streets barely even be knowing about this shit. It's a small percentage of gang members that are truly affected. And you know, if niggas do find out about it, it's because they homies is the ones that told them. A lot of members ain't sitting on the internet watching No Jumper and shit. Most niggas is outside. I know niggas that don't even know how to work a phone for real. They don't know nothing about this shit. It's your homies going back and telling you what's going on in No Jumper and putting batteries in niggas' backs. So I can't fully agree with No Jumper being the #1 proponent of gang violence in LA. Now, have I seen Adam take off on members? No, I haven't. I have seen him take off on somebody. It was a white boy. I don't know who he was. Definitely wasn't a member. But what I do see is they treat Adam like the prize up there. And I don't see him getting marked out or sparing his words for anybody. I got to keep that shit a buck. Now, do I think Adam is the most willing participant when it comes to turning up? Not the most. But like I said, I don't see him ducking no smoke when niggas go up there and they want to holler at him. He right there hollering. Does he insert himself in gang politics? I believe he does. But he also has respect. How do we know? Because we keep seeing niggas and members go up there and fuck with them. That's just what it is. And the elephant in the room that people talk about is snitching or talking too much on the podcast. We've seen multiple cases in the top podcasts in paperwork. I don't think Adam is snitching to them people. We've seen Kev Mack and Doc Thone paperwork. I don't think Kev Mack is snitching.
That's a fair point.
Seen Alex in some paperwork with Street TV. I don't think he's snitching.
Fair point.
Y'all know the feds sit on these platforms.
That's niggas' fault for talking too much on these platforms, on these microphones, on social media. Feel me? Telling on their goddamn self on these phones.
Without the consent of the people that run these platforms. So it's all on the people that go on these platforms and say whatever they say with these cameras rolling. And this is why we got to give Adam a B for this shit, man. Again, rated at
a B? Damn, Adam. Listen, the Tuesday show coming up in 3 days. This is going to be a hot topic. Adam going to be bragging. As of right now, only nigga got Adam beat is motherfucking Ralphie.
As a non-affiliate, not a gang member. I know if he was graded as a gang member, he'd be expelled. I'm going to keep that shit 100. But he's not a member. He's a non-affiliate. We got to give Adam a B. Now, next up on the list, we got the ultimate turned up non-affiliate. We got Draco the Ruler.
I know niggas hating, bitches hating, I don't speak to them. Get Chip Skylark, it's just my shiny teeth and me. Please put up that petty 3 bands you got from ADD. Pass alone to my sure you get killed over PPP. Fighting night, we're so young, got ding ding ding. Knock knock, who's there? Nobody we know. Ring ring ring. Cash money, big time, bling bling bling. Don't even think about these chains, get hit with beams.
Now, Draco, I would say, is somewhat of the model citizen for non-affiliates that want to be involved in the mix of gangbanging shit in the city. You gotta be willing to go all the way full-fledged with this shit. And we seen Draco, who was around members though. Don't get it confused, he had them niggas around him. But him not pushing a set with some heavy neighborhood crip implications though, take on a full city of bloods in Inglewood. This the whole city beefing with all they rappers in the city and standing on it. Y'all gotta realize the situation that happened between the Stink Team affiliates, the neighborhoods, and Red Bull at that party when Red Bull lost his life. Draco found not guilty, but his homies found to be responsible for that murder. After that situation, when we see from most people, they get out the way, they get out of the county or get out of whatever situation they in and they get out the way, they lay low. They homies that went down, they not participating in the street shit no longer. Draco did the complete opposite, pressed his foot on the gas. I think that was December 2020. He pressed his foot on the gas and he turned the city up. Now this was, I would say, the #1 shit talker on the record is Draco. And we see there's action behind it with the murders. Now, when we first started this channel, the very first video we did back in 2021 was about Draco taking a picture with Treyway from Hoover. Now, everybody knew Draco was affiliated.
Yeah, that was viral. That was a viral ass picture.
With the neighborhood Crips, the Hunters, the Coast, and the Rolling Car in general. So when I see them take a picture with the Hoovers, I said he's playing a very dangerous game. Now, there were allegations about him falling out with some dudes over that picture. I don't know how true that was, but as a non-affiliate, you somewhat able to do that shit. You're not from the set. You're
you can't, come on. Can't hold him to that standard. You feel me? He's not, I mean, he fucked with the neighborhoods, but I mean, he can make the argument, shit, that ain't my enemy. Treyway not my enemy.
Artist. And if a fan from the other side want to take a picture, that's on you. You have the discretion to do so. We see members doing the shit. We see Poke in the picture with 600.
All facts.
Now, I can argue that 600 is a non-affiliate. That's another conversation. But Draco was still a true non-affiliate. Now, the situation that happened when he got killed, just think about it. Think about how many niggas wouldn't have participated in the fade that cost him his life. Now, was it smart? Was it strategic? Was it necessary? Did it need to happen? No. But again, we're talking about getting involved in gang politics. You have to stand on it. This is the difference. When I'm talking about OTM, when I'm talking about suspect, you dip your foot into this shit, you can't run. The nigga said he talked all that shit on the record, dissed all they hoods as a non-affiliate, and he lost his life over it. That's standing on it. How reckless it sounds, that shit don't matter. The gangbanging is reckless. And being a turned up non-affiliate is just as reckless as gangbanging. But this is what it looks like. There was also allegations of him having something to do with YG getting popped. Talking about he made his hip rock and roll after YG got hit in the hip. So it was a lot of underlying gang implications behind it between neighborhood Crips and different Blood and Piru sets in the city, not even just Inglewood. And there was also no smut on his name in the county jail. And being down on the homicide, we didn't see no paperwork. This is what I'm talking about when niggas saying he a non-affiliate, he can snitch. No, you can't. Draco's a non-affiliate, didn't snitch, took it on the chin and got out, beat it. There's still a program that has to be followed. I hate when niggas say he's a civilian, he can tell.
That's that bullshit. When the way niggas change the rules is...
Get that shit out your mind, man. Now, are civilians more likely to tell? Shit, all the paperwork we be putting out on this channel, members is telling.
Yeah, pretty frequently, unfortunately.
Everybody liable to tell, whether you a member or a non-affiliate. So that's why I want to hear that shit. It's about the individual, it's about the man. So we know, like we said with his brother, didn't mind his business when it comes to gang politics. Functioning heavily with the members involved directly in the politics, but
you gotta get Groove A though. A+.
Willing to turn up when it's time to. That's the caveat as a non-affiliate. And we see he was heavily respected by the whole city. We know it's a certain group in the city that still is not letting that shit go and is taking that as a trophy about what happened. All that's cool, fair game, that's what comes with this shit. But he checks all the boxes when it comes to being a turned up non-affiliate. No bullshit, no smut, performance, the ultimate non-affiliate in my eyes, so you know we gotta give Draco the Ruler an A, and his rest in peace to that man as well. Now next on the list, I had this dude written down as the dirtiest character in the game.
Flacco?
I had a hard time grading this dude, but I realized I kept trying to grade him as a gang member and not as a non-affiliate. But I'm not saying that he's not a dirty character in the game. We got Poetic Flacco.
Not too much on Flacco.
Bro, talk about dick, bro. That's a
Hey, stop playing before I smack the
bro,
shit out you.
do it.
Fuck on. Hey, no.
Flacco ain't turning nothing down though.
Watch out, we ain't doing that here.
Now, not too many people on this list are from out of town, and I think it's kind of a learning curve coming from out of town, especially from a state that really has no gang implications like North Dakota or even Pennsylvania that doesn't have the type of gangbanging structure that LA has. And coming out here, it may be tough to adjust to some of the politics, and I feel like we've seen that from Flacco. Now, of course, when he hit the scene, he wanted to mirror DJ Academics with his style and wanted to get on like that. And he found his way on the No Jumper and got cracking with the podcasting. Now, early on, I seen this dude dip his feet and inserted himself into some gang politics. And I feel like he did not find that to be a comfortable space. But I think he still does kind of dibble and dabble with the shit. You know, we seen P. Nice from Insane saying he's an honorary Long Beach member. We see Brick Baby pressing this dude about being with Long Beach people. Now, Brick Baby didn't press him because he got a problem with Long Beach people, but it's the same thing that we say about non-affiliates. Do you know what you signing up for being around certain members? And we see Flacco getting closer and becoming entangled with them Long Beach niggas.
Shout out to my Long Beach niggas. Shout out to Viral Way. Shout out to Flacco. All my brothers.
Now, he's said to be one of the key factors in the back door played on Suspect with Brandon, who's also from Long Beach.
Them is all allegations.
And we see after Suspect was moved out the way, we see more Long Beach dudes off the cuff of Flacco pop up there in the Viral Way. And with the situation with Brick Baby, we can't forget P. Nice is the nigga that put his hands on Brick Baby. So maybe that has something to do with why Brick Baby questioned Flacco bringing these Long Beach niggas up to No Jumper. Flacco could be playing some political games on the under. So whatever Flacco got going on with them niggas in Long Beach, I don't know. But we have seen this dude do a bunch of shit that's extremely questionable. Now, like I said, with the non-affiliate shit and the police shit, that shit, it doesn't mix. There's no snitching, no telling. You can't be doing all of that. And we seen Flacco playing some police games. The nastiest shit I seen was when he was doing the interview with G Money DT. Low-key baiting G Money DT about specific crimes that may or may not have been committed.
At 12, like, why'd you go to jail? Like, what was it?
I had a gun on me.
Wait, pause.
Yeah, homie.
Wait,
I was in the hood. I had a gun on me.
Time out, man.
My mama.
Why did a 12-year-old feel like they needed a gun? And who gave that 12-year-old a gun?
Pause.
Yeah.
I don't know how to answer that.
I
can't say who gave it to me.
It's your facts.
But I mean,
see, listen, I'm a rat. So like,
when you come from over there, you feel me? You need that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ain't no doubt about it.
But you were.
Now, I have to commend G Money DT for not going too far or not diving in and giving insight into the crime, because like I said, I think overall it really lies on the answers, not the questions. A lot of niggas pay attention to the questions. How many times y'all have been questioned by the police? You don't give them no answers. So if niggas is giving up answers on police-asked questions, who do you blame? The niggas asking the police questions, or them niggas giving up crazy answers and information on these podcasts? But I feel like some accountability does have to be taken, because we seen G Money ask Flacco, was he the police? He said, yeah.
Here, right, when you smacked though for like the 50 racks, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you split it between like 4 ways or?
Nah, we split it between 3 ways.
3 ways.
Yeah, my mama.
And you got like what? Oh, like 13,000.
I ain't gonna lie, he is sounding hella like the police right there.
300.
Like around there.
Yeah.
Or something around there.
That's crazy. Damn.
Yeah, we split that shit even.
Wait, where'd y'all get it from though? Like a bank got scammed, a house got robbed, like.
It wasn't no crime.
Was it flocking?
Nah.
What?
Damn, cuz you the cops, cuz.
Yeah, what you mean?
Mama.
Right there, right?
What's up with cuz?
Damn.
Now, I have to say, some of this shit for sure, satire, comedy, whatever, a persona you trying to keep up on. But let's say G Money did fall into the joke in the game and said, yeah, we robbed somebody and killed him and did all this shit and implicated himself in some crimes. And what happens if you called as the motherfucking star witness to take the stand because you the one that got these questions up out of him? You know what I'm saying? Things could quickly go left when playing these police games. So that was a situation I really didn't like to see from Flacco. But, we got to take a step back and look at this dude as a non-affiliate.
As a non-affiliate, admitted civilian.
In totality. When he first got around LA, he made some comments about some gangbanging, some shit he didn't know about. Like I said, coming from out of town, jumping into these politics is like somebody that don't know how to swim jumping into a pool. It's gonna look ugly as fuck. Unless they was laced properly or unless they just keep their mouth shut, it's gonna look nasty. But we did see him sit down on street TV with Cartoon to clean some of this shit up. And I feel like he took a page out of Adam's book with addressing the shit, or somewhat addressing the shit that comes out of his mouth by sitting down with the people that he's talking about. I seen him multiple times sitting down and being questioned back on Fig. I seen his name floating on Fig Unity World, but he does do a lot of deflecting when he is confronted about the shit that he say. Of course, everybody seen the situation when he got spit on. Now he spit back. I don't like the spit back. It's time to get cracking. The whole table should have been flipped. It should have just went up right there. Now, was he necessarily backing down from 16 during the conversation? I didn't see that. But I don't think a fade transpired after that either. Now, we seen him call Lush out for the fade. I don't think a fade transpired in that instance either. Now, the fade that everybody thought was Flacco, where the narrative was that Flacco called a fade with somebody from Hoover at the swap meet, that wasn't Flacco. That had nothing to do with no LA shit and nothing that's going on over here. So I haven't seen Flacco catch no fades, even when he called Lush out for the fade. Now, he's also somebody that ends up on the butt of a joke as well, just like Lush. For whatever reason, you know what I'm saying? I think he puts himself in that situation, but do I necessarily see him getting marked out? Somewhat. Now, we seen Wack try to run up on Flacco and rush him, but what I did see is Flacco didn't flinch.
But nigga, at some point, if you think that your platform is gonna be a platform they got to come diss my neighborhood, then you gonna find out what it is.
Wait, but like No Jumper is not my platform, it's Adam's platform, right? And the show itself.
Hey, Flacco on Paul. Hey, listen, hold on.
What the?
Now, we've heard multiple times about Wack running plays and different kind of shit. I don't know if that was a play. I don't know how real that was. But I do know that he has seemed to step away from the politics with the gang banging, the less we see him on.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
No Jumper. When he's on his own channel, he seemingly stays out the mess. But is he protected by these Long Beach niggas? I can't say. I don't know what the connection is.
Long Beach niggas riding with Flacco.
Or why they took a liking to him. I can't say. But for P Nice to say he's an honorary Long Beach member, there's got to be something behind it. Not saying Flacco sitting here doing no shit, hanging out on niggas' block. Not saying none of that. But clearly somebody is respecting him out here in the streets. So because of these like police games and shit, not really seeing too much getting cracking. I'm not seeing somebody willing to super turn up. He's not a turned up.
We got to give Flacco an A. That's what I think.
Up down in Philly. You know, minding his business when it comes to game politics. Like I said, I think he stuck his nose into some shit and backed out. You know, and realized, hey, this ain't the place for me. And, you know, a lot of people can't do that. I ain't gonna lie to you. A lot of people stick their nose into some shit and then they get swept up, not knowing how to handle it and get spat out. But he seemed to have aligned himself with some niggas from Long Beach, seemed to have some respect from some people. But overall, I gotta give Flacco a D+. You know,
damn, could D+.
As a non-affiliate, he got a lot to work on. And like I said, coming from out of town,
I think you could have gave him at least a C.
It's real easy to get.
First one I got a problem with.
Get lost in the bullshit of LA politics. And we seen Flacco kind of be up and down with the situations he got himself into. We not seeing a lot of turned up, but we see a lot of popping it. And like I said, non-affiliates are not fully exempt from the police games. We gotta hold him accountable for that, whether he planned or not, saying that he would snitch or whatever the case is. Now, next up on the list, we got arguably one of the most well-respected and decorated non-affiliates in LA right now. We got Black Sam.
Listen, bro. Come on. Listen. Come on, bro. If the nigga ain't demonstrating for hustle, this is what I'm telling you. Don't come over here. Don't come over here trying to then guess what? Go do something and come back.
Yeah, you know Cug in the A.
Don't get cracking and come back. That's what I said, bro. Listen, we're not beating. Trying to holler at you, bro. It ain't hollering at me. A nigga disrespect, bro. You do what you supposed to. Who disrespect, bro, to me? Don't nobody disrespect, bro. Any nigga that disrespect, bro, when you in that presence, you better smash.
Now, Black Sam, man, we've heard a lot of stories about his activity, his business acumen, and a lot is told by the way people respect him in the city. Now, I believe he had that respect before Nipsey passed away. But as you know, ever since that incident, it's at a complete all-time high with how he's regarded in the city. And I think he's navigated the LA gang life and politics exceptionally well for the situation that he grew up around. And of course, with his brother being from 6-0. And you know, that's not an uncommon thing for members to have siblings that are not members. Not everybody is gonna take the same path as their brother. But a lot of times what you see with that, especially if your brother is a solid dude in his set, more than likely, you gonna be solid as well as a non-affiliate. You know, some people are just cut from a different cloth. And that's what I feel like we see from Black Sam now. We've heard about Black Sam putting it down behind the walls as a non-affiliate. Of course, he is in a way affiliated with 6-0, but he's not a gang member. But we heard about him catching phase with 6-0 enemies.
Anybody that know Black Sam, he not from rolling 60s. So years down the line, my little homie, you know, Lil Munchie in the county jail, Black Sam come in the door. I'm Lil Munchie Inglewood family. Black Sam, oh, I need that. They get down.
He said it, meaning he could have easily played the non-affiliate card, right? And not had a fade. Or he could have allowed a nigga press him like, nah, fuck that. Nigga from over there, you such and such, brother, nigga, I need that. Instead, Grla said he needed that.
So that's how you know it's personal, because why would a dude that don't bang? You don't bang, bro.
We've also heard about the instances that transpired between Nipsey and Big U and the role Black Sam played in that. We heard about him squeezing things. So I feel like Black Sam is considered a turned up non-affiliate. We've seen him turn up multiple times and we've heard about it, with the most recent situation being the altercation he had with Rockstar at the Marathon Burger. And he did it in a serious way. He did it to where it looked like he was gangbanging. And I think that just comes with navigating the streets for so long for Black Sam. You don't have to be from nowhere to get your point across and to match that level of aggression that other members will have. Now we know Black Sam has always been known as a businessman, so I think that really comes first with him. But in terms of dipping his feet into politics, I feel like that type of situation, he was born into the politics, whether he chose to gangbang or not. And I think, like I said, he's navigated that well. I think he's displayed the willingness to turn up, especially when it comes to Nipsey Hussle's name. Like we saw with Rockstar or anybody else that spoke down previously on Nipsey, it's been addressed swiftly by Black Sam. And like I said, he has probably the best reputation and the largest reputation of anybody in the city. Very few enemies, if any. So respect at an all-time high for Black Sam. He has to get an A+ on this list. Somebody who's navigated the streets.
But hold on, we go put Black Sam over. I ain't got no problem with him getting an A+. But Draco can't get an A+. Damn.
On the expert level, in a hood that's active, did his time behind the walls, no smut on his name, took fades when they were present, pressed lines on members. With respect though, this is something that not a lot of people can do. That's why we gotta give Black Sam an A+. Now next up, we got dudes that's really like the typical LA non-affiliate. Showline Mafia, Phoenix, Flex, and an OGs.
That's hella negative. People need to have more fun, you know what I mean? Yeah. People be afraid to have fun.
I feel like that's what we do. We make party music, we make shit to vibe to, you feel me?
And that's what separates us from everybody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
They're like, you don't got to be tough all the time. Like, you just be fly, be cool, and just like, stand on business. You stand on business, still be fly, be cool. You don't got to be crazy.
Now, like I said, this is what a typical non-affiliate would look like in LA. We know OGZ involved in the tagging, and a lot of people get involved into the tagging shit before the gangbanging, but a lot of people stop it at the tagging and just leave it there. Don't pick up gangbanging. Again, typical LA shit. Now, we have seen these dudes saying cuz a few times, and it's throwing a few people off about whether they gangbanging or not. They're not gangbanging. It somewhat just comes with the territory, picking up on little shit like that, because most of the time, non-affiliates are gonna be affiliated or have homies that bang a set. Very common. And I feel like this is what Drex is aspiring to be, especially before that shit happened with his homie saying the N-word, and it seemed like Drex getting too aligned with the gangbanging. You know what I'm saying? The blue flags everywhere. It said that his tagging crew turned into a full-fledged hood. I don't know how true that is, but he had the members around him talking reckless. This is the kind of wave, this Showline Mafia wave seems to be the wave that Drex should have been riding for real. But everybody got different dreams and aspirations with this non-affiliated shit. But what we see, Showline Mafia is pretty well respected in the city. Now I know OGZ, I think both of these dudes from East Hollywood, but I think OGZ from that Barrio Sur 13 or MS-13 area over there.
I didn't know that. I always felt like they was from, I heard like they was from like somewhere like out the way kind of. I don't know though. I guess so. Shout out to them regardless though.
There in East Hollywood, and I heard his pops is a member. I don't know if it's 18th Street, but a member of another hood that's reputable. His pops has a reputable name, so that's how he was able to navigate and kind of make the right decisions of not becoming a full-fledged affiliated member. Now we have seen some 3 dots tattooed on OGZ's face. Now usually that's associated with some Sudeño gangbanging. I don't know if that's the case here. He never came out and said he's gangbanging. I think he's actually said the complete opposite, that he's not a gang member. I would say as a non-affiliate, you got to be careful with that shit right there. Them 3 dots on your face, 3 dots anywhere, your hand, whatever it is. Now, we have seen them playing the boundaries between that YG Stink Team shit. I think OGZ went on a tour with YG. We have seen them dealing with the Stink Team at one point. Now, they have nothing to do with that beef between Stink Team and YG. I don't think there's any friction between them two, but it was interesting to see that OGZ dealing with YG after dealing with the Stink Team, especially in regards to what happened to Draco. Again, as a non-affiliate, you don't have to follow any gang politics. It's more on a personal relationship basis as to who you choose to fuck with and who you choose to be around. So I'm not necessarily gonna say that he was wrong for dealing with YG after the Draco shit when previously dealing with the Stink Team. But I also seen Phoenix flexing be outside with some members too. Now, at one point he was shuffling, like I said, normal non-affiliate shit, dancing, jerking, crumping, whatever the case is, that's normal shit for niggas to take part in. Even members have took part in all of that. But we see Phoenix flexing outside with them gangsters. And what about homies was over there too? Shout them out.
I'm like, hold up, nigga. Yeah, I'm tripping. 33 up in a Glock, nigga, Scotty Pippen. Better listen. We just shoot it out about a mention. All that Instagram dissing, we ain't in it for attention. We gon' blitz it. Another homicide. It's another man down, another mama crying.
But we seen him with the 8 trays. Gardena Threat says the graveyards was up there. So we seen Phoenix flexing, hanging out with members. But again, everybody in the city know that these dudes are non-affiliates. Now, I've never seen them turning up or getting into it with anybody. I haven't seen any of that. So I wouldn't call these dudes turned up non-affiliates by a long shot. Not at all. Do I see them dipping their feet in the gang politics? I don't really see that either. Now, they do be hanging around members. Like I said, they be with all the members. And it's hard not to be around members in the city. But I've never seen these dudes get involved into some gang shit. And they seem to have respect. What I've seen from these dudes, they still navigated this gangbang scene at an exceptional level. So with that being said, Showline Mafia, again, the typical LA non-affiliate, this is how you supposed to play it. You can be cool and not have to gangbang. And these dudes are showing you how to do it. They got an A on the non-affiliate report card. Now, the next person we got coming up is somewhat similar
they got an A.
to Showline Mafia. Real cool dude, cool persona, well-known, well-respected in the city. We got Desto Dub.
I was put on this earth to sell juice, nigga. Falls, eights, a pint or a deuce. I was put on this earth to sell juice, nigga. MGP got that old tech too. I was put on this earth to sell juice, nigga.
Now, Desto Dub, again, like a lot of these dudes on this non-affiliate report card, has ties to the streets. We know his brother from Front Street. He's highly regarded in Watts. We've seen Greedo kind of speak on and step in front of any beefs he may have in the city. But overall, we see Desto Dub as a businessman. He's rapping. He really stay out the way of the street shit for real. But a situation did transpire when he ran from them members, man. Now he ran.
He did. Let's not forget. That was Zark out.
From AD and Ace Boy Pun. Now, both of them dudes, they not outside heavy gangbanging. They not doing no shit like that. But they still are affiliated members. Now, they rolled up on Desto. I think it was at like a club or something. And Desto was not having it. This dude was backpedaling and was completely turned down when it seemed like they was just trying to have a word with the nigga. Now, of course, that word could have turned into a fade. But what I saw from Desto was, I would say, not surprising from somebody that doesn't gangbang, but it also wasn't a good look, backpedaling and kind of running away from these niggas the way he was. You know, we seen him kind of ducking behind the folks, just doing some shit that I guess some people would expect some non-affiliates to do. So like I said, it's not too far-fetched that Desto Dub did it, but with Desto Dub, I feel like knowing how the streets go, even though he does do a great job at staying out the politics, he know how this shit play out. He know what's going on because he's always around affiliated members. So I feel like there was a better way to handle that opposed to being completely turned down, because we did see this dude dissing and talking out the side of his neck until niggas.
That's a fire little fit, that damn hazard. Them hazard colors, cough syrup, that's fire.
Pulled up on him. But that's really the only situation I've seen Desto Dub kind of be in and kind of have an unfavorable outcome with. You know, usually everything's about awful lot of cough syrup. And like I said, he's really good at staying in that lane as an East Side dude. But overall, I feel like he got hella respect from a lot of people in the city. I don't think he's built up too many enemies, especially affiliated enemies. But I can't say this dude is a turned up non-affiliate, and the fact that he did run from some shit, whether it was from affiliated members or not, the backpedaling can't happen. So either way, as a non-affiliate, we gotta give Desto Dub a B-.
I ain't gonna cap. What do you give Flacco? A D+? Yeah, man. I don't think. I think Dub should have got a lower grade than that. I ain't gonna cap. A C.
I feel like if he wanted to, he can be a lot messier and play a lot of street games based on the type of people he be around. But the fact that he clearly doesn't want any problems has ended him up looking crazy on camera when niggas did pull up on him. So that's why Desto Dub got to get a B- as a non-affiliate. But y'all see how we coming with this. Y'all see what non-affiliates is looking like, how they supposed to conduct themselves in the streets around a...
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was good, though. That was good. Interesting criteria. Another dope, another bang about rap news and street politics. Make sure you tap into that channel if you haven't already. If you not sub to me, you tripping, nigga. Sub to me. Nigga, go on Twitch, my Twitch, all my socials right there on the screen. You know, just want to kick it with you. I'm finna get back in these